country steeped in tradition, yet really eager to embrace the future. This applies to the food culture just as much as it does to the rest of life. Japan is a mountainous group of islands 500 miles east of mainland Asia. Its isolated position has helped to develop a unique food culture. I've flown 10,000 miles to learn about the world's healthiest diet. Japanese cuisine isn't just about sushi, it runs way deeper than that. It's all about seasonality, colour and the meticulous attention to detail. I begin my journey in the capital, Tokyo, and travel southwest to cattle country near Matsusaka, then on to ancient Kyoto. From there I head back north for a festival at Mount Fuji before returning to Tokyo. On my way, I'll find what it takes to make perfect sushi, learn the ancient etiquette behind the tea ceremony,
Arigato.
find the trade secrets behind the world's most expensive beef, and sample some seasonal festive street food.
Wow, check that out. That's pretty amazing.
Since Japanese cuisine revolves around finding the freshest seafood, the logical place to start is the market.
Tokyo's really famous fish market. It's absolutely bonkers. Traps everywhere, fish everywhere. But I'm off to a very famous auction.
The Japanese consume 1/6 of the world's seafood, and Tsukiji Market is the world's biggest. 4,000 tons of seafood are sold here every day.
It's 5 a.m. and I'm here at a tuna auction. But this is not any tuna auction, this is the creme de la creme of tuna, and you can see why. Check out this baby. It's absolutely massive. And what these guys are all really busy looking at is the quality and the information on the tuna. They're looking inside to see the quality of the flesh. And then he looks at the end of the tail here, and that's so that you can see how fatty the meat is, the colour of the flesh. Oh, I think he likes it. And also on top of the fish, there's lots of information. There's the weight of the fish, which is here. There's the number in the auction, which is here. And there's even the region on the part of the sea that this fish has been caught at. Now, I think I might slip away before I get a label slapped on me and put in the auction.
You may be surprised to hear that the finest tuna has the most fat.
Look at the quality of this, that wonderful fat, really dark meat. I'm thinking char grilled, a little avocado salsa, tasty. Number 6 is an absolute whopper. He's from Canada. He's 235 kilos, and he's so big they've even written fat on the label. A couple of years ago, a 444-pounder went for $200,000.
Although Tsukiji Market sells to over 60 countries, much of the fresh tuna is prepared on-site as soon as it's bought. Everything is done to get the fish onto the plate as quickly and as perfectly presented as possible. Apart from tuna, there are over 450 other types of fish and shellfish on sale here.
Look at that beautiful scallop, absolutely perfect. Now, I've seen them before, but I tell you what I've never seen. Look at this guy. Okay. I'm not sure what you're supposed to do with it, but apparently it's a real delicacy here in Japan.
The range, quality and freshness is second to none.
Oh, wow! Now there's mussels, and then there's mussels. Now, I guess that... and it's definitely alive. Now, I guess this is a green-lip mussels. Now, you wouldn't have a bowl of these. I reckon one split open, a little bit of garlic and chilli butter under the grill. Delicious. Look at these absolutely diddy gorgeous crabs. And then if you want to talk about really alive, check out Check out these fellas. I mean, look.
As the market closes for the day, the rest of Tokyo is just waking up. The finest fish will find its way onto the tables of Tokyo's top sushi restaurants. I've come to learn the art of sushi making from a master. The rice has been washed 3 times prior to steaming and then soaked in a light rice vinegar.
Now, this is Romeo, and he's going to teach me the art of sushi making, and we're going to make a little bit of a house speciality here, which seems to have almost everything that swims in the sea in Japan. First of all, we've got some wonderful crab here. We've got a type of pickle, we've got sardine, we've got scallop, we've got chives, squid, herring roe, salmon, buji, which is some kind of fish I've never heard of before. We've got wonderful looking tuna, prawns, cucumber and omelette. How I'm going to get that in some sushi, I don't know, but I reckon, Romeo, you're going to teach me?
Okay.
Let's go. Nori. Okay, we've got to make a line down one side. Okay.
Nori is a kind of seaweed paper, and sushi wrapped in it is called makizushi.
Hey! Okay, a handful size ball.
A good tip here, keeping your fingers wet stops the rice sticking to them.
Blimey, how to do that so fast? Slow down, Romeo.
Sushi is based on an old Chinese way of preserving fish and fermenting rice.
Okay, good, okay.
The Japanese sped things up by using fresh fish with vinegared rice to replicate the original taste.
So taking the omelette first, about 2 inches away, okay. Fold over. Cucumber. Cucumber. Height. A prawn. Okay. Tuna. Salmon. Roe. Squid. Crab. Pickles. Sardine. Oh, I'm running out of room. Sardine. Scallops. Okay, and the chives are going over the prawny. Is the biggest. It's huge. Okay, now we need our mat.
The small bamboo mat or makizu is used to press the sushi roll into shape.
You really squeeze around like that. Hey. Okay, now we cut. Check out my knife. So half. Okay. And then half again, cutting into quarters.
There are many styles of sushi, most common of which, nigiri sushi, is just a strip of fish on top of a small rice ball. Romeo's monster makizushi is known as futomaki and is hardly bite-sized.
Okay?
Okay. Yes.
Oh, the prawns flopped. Oh, it's okay. Okay, now we do a last bit of decorating. So here we have fatty tuna, salmon roe and sea urchin. And we also have a few prawnies. So, fatty tuna goes in the corner of each piece. Some roe. A little bit of roe on each one. Finally, the sea urchin. Oh, a few prawns. There we are. Scattered around. Oh, and of course, wasabi.
This green wasabi is made from hot Japanese horseradish and is a favourite condiment along with pickled ginger.
Well, you can see the difference, and he's a little bit quicker, but I have to say, I'm pretty pleased with myself. It's okay?
Okay.
Hey! So I suppose I'd better try this fantastic creation of mine. Dive in with my hands. Even if I say so myself, that's a damn fine creation. Now, in every street corner of Japan, you get these amazing vending machines where you can buy almost anything. You've got mineral water, you've got cider, you've got lemon tea, you've got vitamin tea, you've got a vitamin drink, you've got a fruit drink. you've got an ice cream selection, including a green tea ice cream. Then you've got more kind of Vita drinks, more cold teas, loads of isotonic drinks. You've got peach juice, pineapple juice, cold coffees, flame coffees, gold rush coffees, and even one that looks very sporty indeed. And I think I'm going to go for a nice chilled green tea. Drink, easy.
If sushi is the take-anywhere cold snack for the Japanese, ramen or fine noodle soup is the fast food of choice. There are thousands of ramen shops everywhere.
I've taken a short journey from Tokyo to Yokohama to these tiny streets which you could almost call Ramen Row, and that's because it's here you can try any ramen from any region of Japan. The most important thing is the stock, and that is in this huge pot here.
This one's made from pork bones and skin, but you can have chicken or fish-based stocks.
These noodles have been made fresh this morning. It's for me. Hungry. Now the noodles have gone into the stock and there's various different toppings you can have at this stage. This is a kind of seaweed and it's a root here and some few slices of barbecue pork and some pepper on the top. You could also have miso paste, which is this wonderful sticky stuff here. Oh, it's like kind of toffee.
Ramen or wheat and egg noodles became popular when meat was scarce after World War II. This humble dish has now become a national favourite.
Well, the proof's in the noodle, as they say, and at last I get to try some ramen. Now, the etiquette here in Japan is that you actually slurp the noodles. This isn't a sign of appreciation, it's just to kind of say eating the noodles is more important than being polite. So here goes. Oh, it's really creamy and rich. Now this is a speciality of the south of Japan, but here I've got a Tokyo speciality. It's a much thinner broth, and it's made with fish stock. So here goes. It's much lighter, but just as rich in flavour. Now these are genuinely delicious, but I've got a bit of a confession to make. I'm not in the streets of Yokohama. I'm actually in a ramen museum. This isn't a real street. This is a movie set. Just check out the ceiling.
The Japanese have one of the healthiest diets in the world. However, many of the ingredients are completely alien to me. So I've come to the food hall at the Takashimaya department store to meet food writer Elizabeth Ando to find out what makes Japanese food unique. One essential ingredient for stocks and sauces is a seaweed product called dashi.
If nobody specified in particular, you'd be looking for hiraka. It's an all-purpose flavor enhancer. Not bad, but it doesn't have any distinctive flavor qualities. Rishiri is crystal clear. That's those broths where there's something floating in the middle and it's an exquisite sort of seashore aroma and you're not quite able to place it. Makombu is something that's favored down in Kansai, down in Kyoto, down in Osaka.
I see the three strong boys dragging the seaweed.
Oh, yes,
they've obviously been eating a lot.
And it takes a great deal of physical strength to be able to harvest this.
Another common flavouring is bonito, dried fish flakes. I think they look like wood shavings.
What do you think? It's sometimes
Slightly
called,
fishy.
Well, it's sometimes called the bacon of the sea because it has that sort of smoky flavour and just a little bit goes a long way.
Now I know that miso is another vital ingredient here in Japan.
Yes,
So could you tell me exactly what it is?
It's fermented soybeans is the simplest to answer, but in that process of fermentation, often other things are added. And one of the things that's sometimes added is mugi or barley, and it really changes the character of the miso. And it's very regional. Think about wine and cheese in Europe, but one that I really, really want you to taste because it's not commonly seen in Asian groceries outside of Japan. It's something called mugi miso, and this one comes from a place called Oita. And what do you think? Amazing, isn't it? It sort of blows you away. It's an explosion of flavor.
Yeah. It is kind of cheesy, sort of the barley, very dense, very real depth of flavour. In fact, but sweet too.
Yes, yeah. And there's no sugar added to it. That's all part of the natural breakdown of carbohydrates that turn into sugars. Isn't it wonderful?
It'll come as no surprise to find out that Japanese vinegar is made from rice.
I do actually use rice vinegar at home.
Okay.
And I make a dressing with rice.
You've begun the journey.
Yeah, I've begun the journey. And in fact, actually, this is the one I use. You're going to tell me it's wrong or something, aren't you?
Well, it's not so much wrong as that's the slut, and here we've got our virgin and our extra
That's
virgin.
That's a slut of vinegar.
Oh, absolutely.
And
Quite adulterated. But this June, the pure,
extra virgin.
is the extra virgin, is the first pressing. So just as you have different pressings for your olive oils, you've got different
incredible.
pressings for your vinegars.
That's
as
something
well.
completely different to me. And I saw more vinegars around
Yes,
here.
indeed. These are artisanal. One is genmai, which means it's made out of the whole grain rice and not rice that's been hulled.
But
so
that
brown
could be
rice.
champagne.
As a matter of fact, some of these vinegars are indeed intended to be drunk.
Can't must have said,
Yes.
darling, we're having a fantastic bottle of vinegar tonight.
Yes, absolutely. Why not?
Exquisite presentation is the hallmark of Japanese food. But their take on the humble sandwich is really rather odd.
Now, from a distance, this might look like any old sandwich shop, but no, this is a sandwich shop Japanese style because there's some really unusual flavours, including one of the most popular, which is a potato sandwich. 2 Western fillings, but never in a sandwich before. Or rum and raisin. Now, I have to try the rum and raisin. It's going to be a first for me. It's basically whipped cream, lots of sugar, and 2 slices of bread. I think I might stick to my tuna mayo, and I'm going to go and see if I can find a special place to put this. Now, in Japan, it's really traditional to give fruit as gifts, and if you're going to buy fruit, this is the place to come. It's got the most exquisite and expensive fruit. These 2 mangoes are $120. Now, I'm afraid they're not going to be coming in my suitcase.
80% of Japan's 127 million people are city dwellers, crammed into 1/4 of the land area. I'm heading out of town to find out how Japan manages to feed all these people. I'm taking the Shinkansen bullet train 200 miles southwest to a little farm near the small town of Matsutsaka. Japan's mountainous terrain leaves only 12% of the land for agriculture, but rich soil and high rainfall means that intensive farming is possible. The Japanese believe that a healthy diet means small portions and top quality. In fact, they spend 3 times as much income on food as on housing, allowing Matsutsaka farmers to take the art of beef production to new heights.
I'm on Warakan Farm in Matsutsaka, and this may look like any ordinary cowshed, but once you see the luxury lifestyle these cows live, you'll understand why this is the most expensive beef in the world.
Meat is a relative newcomer to the Japanese diet, as Buddhist law forbade the killing of 4-legged animals. But an imperial decree in 1873 put beef back on the menu in style.
Now, this is the way to look after animals. These cows have an awesome life. They're fed on apples and beer, get brushed daily, and even get regular massages. No wonder she looks so happy. Hello. Now, this cow is getting a nice bottle of beer, and this is used to stimulate the animal to eat more, so he gets nice and big. You know, we all like a good snack after a few beers, don't we? Okay, I'm going to give the cow a little bit of a sake massage. So, first thing I have to do is take a swig of sake. Not a bad way to pass the day.
Now this isn't just for fun. The sake is used for getting rid of ticks and fleas.
Cheers.
The result of all this pampering is a wonderfully marbled cut of beef. Exceptionally tender and $500 a pound.
That beef just looks incredible.
One of the best ways to sample the beef is in a dish called sukiyaki.
And this is sugar, so we're going to sprinkling of sugar. And this is
some wonderful dark soy sauce.
This ritual of cooking at the table is a common one in Japanese cuisine.
Patience. This is a tiny bit of dashi stock, which has been made from seaweed dashi. Now, in a minute, the beef will be cooked and the sauce will have been created by the soy and the sugar that's in the pot. Oh, it's beginning to bubble away there nicely.
After the beef, the vegetables should be braised in the sauce and dipped in beaten raw egg, but I just can't wait.
I don't think I've ever been so excited about trying something in my life. That is almost undescribably delicious. I can't tell you how fantastic that is. It's possibly the most meltingly tender meat I have ever tasted in my life. Literally just dissolved in my mouth. Oh, Masako. Arigato, it's so delicious, thank you.
And that simple dish cost a mere $120. Another day, another train journey, but this time it's only a short hop to Kyoto, the former capital of Japan. Kyoto is extraordinary. For 1,000 years, the imperial capital. It has an amazing 17 UNESCO World Heritage Sites and is the heart and soul of Japanese tradition. And one tradition very much alive today is the tea ceremony, or sado. The way of sado was a favourite pastime of shoguns and samurai, as it combined concentration of the mind with spiritual calm. Once a male preserve, it is now popular with ladies of leisure.
Very foamy, very foamy. So different to normal tea.
Yes.
Only green tea is used, renowned for its regenerative properties.
Well, last sip, you make a little right sound. This sound is message for, oh, it's very delicious.
Okay.
So please make a sound.
Japanese families were eating in restaurants over 200 years before the French invented the word. In Kyoto, imperial patronage has kept restaurants such as this one in business for over 400 years.
I've come to visit a restaurant called Kyoto, which is where the imperial family come to eat whenever they're in Kyoto. It's also where the top Western chefs come to learn all about the art of Japanese cuisine. This is where you start off. You're not even allowed in there unless you spent a year in here. And this is all the sort of stocks and sauces are being made in here. Then come through this way. Barbecue, using a fan. Very, very hot. But if you look at it, it's beautiful. It's like a sort of charcoal barbecue. This is really cool. This is a spring in the kitchen. And over here, we've got a guy toasting rice. And then there's the fish section over here. Good work, boys. Keep up the good work. I look forward to eating now.
The setting is as exquisite as the food. This is haute cuisine imperial style. It's called kizeki, and it's all about harmony of flavour, colour and cooking methods.
Arigato.
Served as many small, perfectly presented courses. Once it started, I thought it was never going to stop. After some jellied prawns, along came noodles with river fish, barracuda sushi with soft-boiled egg, savoury fish omelette and green beans, sweet fish, eel with rice, wonderful miso soup and a peach and plum compote.
Now, a meal like this would cost about $200, and it doesn't happen in one quick hit. It's more like a religious ceremony than a meal out at a restaurant. Here in Kyoto, they love eating eel, and I've come to the best restaurant in town to see the masters at work. We Westerners have a bit of a hard time seeing our food killed in front of us, but in Japan, as with much of the East, freshness is more important than squeamishness.
Okay, but I have to pick him up by the head. And this is one place where you can really say that the ingredients are fresh. I can't even pick up the eel. I mean, these guys really are masters of an art.
This is Kansai-style filleting of ugani, or eel. Apparently, the samurai thought it looked too much like harikiri and devised a different method. From living eel to the rice bowl takes a matter of seconds. The filleted eel is skewered, grilled, then dipped in a sweet soy sauce and grilled again.
Arigato. Now this really is Japanese food at its simplest. Just a little bit of rice and the eel. So here goes. Wow. It's amazing. It's incredibly meaty, and that marinade. Oh, taste it.
Arigato.
A huge industry has evolved around the artistry of Japanese food production. The precision and efficiency requires superb razor-sharp knives, and Japan makes the best. This is the Aritsugu shop, which has made the Imperial Kitchen's knives for 4 centuries.
Now in Japan, they don't have a generic knife, like cook's knife. They have a knife for every single job in the kitchen. But I want to show you something over here. This is the most expensive set of knives in this shop. And this one is $2,600. And I think this little fella down here is the one I'm going to buy. Look at that, it's really beautiful, and it's got a wonderful bone handle. Can I have a look at this knife? Wow, but it feels really beautiful. And the difference here is it's actually a little bit heavier, and I think that's going to be perfect. I'm going to take this one. And the great thing about knives here is they're hand finished before they leave the shop.
This knife.
Yes, please.
Final sharp.
The knife doesn't leave the shop before they put my name on it. How cool is that? Wow, look at that. It just gets better and better. So beautiful. Arigato.
Not all of Japan relies on rice as its staple food. Buckwheat and soya beans were equally important, and each gave Japan 2 key foods, soba noodles and tofu. Tofu is basically soya bean curd. It's made by curdling soya milk, with nigari, a coagulant found in seawater.
I'm learning something new in Japan every day. It is so full of surprises. Did you know that buckwheat comes from this flower? And the seeds, which are these little fellas, wonderfully dark, very unrefined, are ground down to make the flour. But it also makes a rather good tea, which is apparently very good for the body and the soul.
Shinju Sanso is another of Kyoto's 400-year-old restaurants, and here the family make fresh noodles and tofu every morning. The noodles are served cold with a variety of sauces and side dishes, including a soy and bonito-based ponzu dipping sauce, wasabi and some spring onions, pickled wasabi, Japanese rhubarb, some marinated mackerel and some sesame green beans.
Wow. They are absolutely delicious. It's a really subtle taste. Fantastic. It's wonderful homemade tofu. That is incredibly rich, much creamier than normal tofu, and the wasabi is perfect with it. Delicious. Let's quickly try the buckwheat dessert. It's amazing because it looks so like the tofu, and yet it's a dessert.
So strange because it's got buckwheat in it, but it's a completely different texture to the noodles. It's much more sort of gelatinous. But I tell you something, this sauce it's with is absolutely fantastic. It's kind of like a very dark, rich honey. Oh. The Japanese national tipple is sake, a combination of rice and water that is brewed like beer but has the sophistication of wine. The Sakahan brewery has been run by the Damon family since 1826. Philip Harper is the master brewer, and surprisingly, he's a Brit.
Generally, sake has very, very pale colour, and you'll see with the older sake it has a slightly deeper colour. Okay. This has very little. It's still very young.
So here goes. Tastes quite yeasty and quite sweet.
Right. Quite sweet and lots of zing, a bit spicy, yeah?
Yep. But I like it. I mean, it's very different to any other sakes that I've had. I mean, but also I think I've been making a mistake. I have to confess, I've been having it warm, which...
Oh, well, that's okay. I mean, it depends on the kind of sake. This is unpasteurised, so it's made to be drunk cold, but there are other kinds of sake which are great warm as well. So it's, I mean, important when you're drinking sake to find the right temperature for the sake in question.
So what's this one?
This is actually exactly the same thing.
Okay.
But it was made 3 years ago, and it's been aged at low temperatures ever since. You can see already the colour is a little deeper, yeah?
Yeah, I can see. It's slightly yellower.
Yeah, and this is, kept at freezing temperature, and it's still aging.
That doesn't smell nearly as yeasty to me.
No, it's much more settled, a bit more sort of straw and those kind of older, funkier.
Yeah, hay, I think. Gosh, it's much softer, right. Much smoother.
This one here, I mean, this is showing off a bit really. We got a gold medal in the national competition this year.
Gold medal.
I poured this ahead so that it would warm up a little bit.
God, it smells kind of, it's woody. It's kind of like a woody.
There's wood there. There's fruit. There's a bit of spice. That's
definitely
right.
Pear.
Yeah, a touch of melon maybe.
Ooh.
And the last one over here, this is really moving in a quite different direction again.
And what a beautiful bottle!
Yes, this is the ancient form of the character for fire. You see it just looks like a picture of a flame here. And this is made by an old-fashioned method. It's been aged for 3 years, and you can see it has much deeper colour.
Yeah. It smells very earthy. That's
right.
Damp. It's like autumn leaves.
Exactly. It's a good sake for autumn. I mean, I've given you this at room temperature. This kind of sake really comes into its own when it's warmed up.
I'm never going to look at sake in quite the same way again. And I'm going to have another sip if I can. And what do they say in Japan? What's the...
Kanpai.
Kanpai.
Cheers.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Mount Fuji, Japan's sacred sleeping volcano, believed to be the gateway between Earth and heaven. I've come to join thousands of pilgrims who are here to pay homage to the mountain goddess with the annual Summer Fire Festival. Here at Fuji Yoshida's main Shinto shrine, the townsfolk carry immensely heavy effigies of the local goddess through the town streets. After hours of heavy exertion, they work up a healthy appetite. Where better to experience the Japanese love of festival food? Now these are takoyaki, which translate as octopus balls. They're made from octopus and a sort of batter, which is flour and milk, and then spring onions, peanuts and pickled ginger with a few bonito flakes on the top. They're very hot. Very sticky, quite spicy and a bit sweet, and actually a lot better than they look. I think this is kind of teriyaki glazed squid. It's got a bit of a crunch. That's sweet. Wow. It's like a cross between chocolate and butter. As darkness falls, fires are lit throughout the town. Wow, this is mad. Now apparently this is the equivalent of sort of Japanese omelette,
And traditionally it was used to use up all the bits and pieces left over at the end of a meal or a banquet or whatever. And it's got lots of things in it. Cabbage, pickled ginger, there's some peanuts, spring onions, shrimp. Now that may just be bits and pieces, but that is awesome. Now this is yakitori. It's a classic kind of food that you'd have in a bar, on the streets, it's everywhere. It's grilled chicken in a kind of sweet soy sauce. Now that has got to be a top favourite. All this food. Oh, it's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it. Kanpai. Driving down the busy freeway to Tokyo after last night's celebrations brings to mind the contrast between the Japanese devotion to tradition and a passion for sometimes crass modernity. Now, one of the things I've become really fascinated with is what the roadside service stations sell here. Some pretty bonkers stuff. So let's see what Hello Square has to offer. Yeah. Shopping. Right. Sushi sweets. How about this for a little jumble of snacks? Dried fish. That one little baby fish here. Look at that. Cream colons. More squid. There's absolutely no way I'm swallowing that. A collagen drink. It's got bits in it. Liquid ice cream. I have to say, that's cool. The sprawling suburbs of Japan seem to go on forever. Crammed together like this, there is little beauty in Japanese suburban life. I've been invited to the home of Mrs. Fuji on the outskirts of Tokyo. When she gave me the directions and said it was near the rail tracks, she wasn't joking. Now, I'm really lucky because Mrs. Fuji has invited me to her house, which in itself is pretty special here in Japan because they're really private. And on top of that, she's going to teach me how to cook tempura. So, Mrs. Fuji, thank you so much for letting me into your house. And we're going to make tempura.
Yes, today.
Great.
It's my pleasure.
And the first thing we need to make is the dipping sauce.
Yes, that's right. So, would you pour the water, please?
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
And that's soy sauce,
Soy
is it?
sauce, 2.5 tablespoons.
Okay.
Meaning sweet sake.
Oh,
Okay?
yes, okay, of course,
Yes.
yeah.
And 3 tablespoons of this.
Oh, bonito
Bonito
flakes.
flakes. A half cup of bonito flakes.
They're amazing, the bonito flakes.
And next, cut the vegetable first.
Oh, you're making it into a fan
Yes.
because everything in Japan has to look
Right.
pretty. As the ponzu sauce comes to the boil, strain out the bonito flakes. Then prepare the seafood. So Mrs. Fuji is just putting some incisions into the prawn,
Yeah.
and that'll mean that he doesn't curl up when he's hot.
Right. Yeah, go straight like this.
Because again, everything has to look pretty in Japan, doesn't it? Scoring the squid helps it to hold the batter and cook thoroughly. And here's a useful tempura tip.
One thing is important is wipe the water off.
The excess
Yes.
water, because otherwise it spits, doesn't it?
Yes, that's right.
Now this is attention to detail.
Just a little bit of cut off the tails here.
And why do you do that?
And because this inside, water inside, so it's better you just
Get that
excess
excess
water. Yes.
Mrs. Fuji adds an egg to the classic iced water and flour batter. So no fussing, straight in.
Yes. And
Yeah, and those lumps are good. We want them.
Yeah.
Okay.
First vegetable, okay?
Okay.
And so this is pumpkin.
I am very much looking forward to eating this.
This is lady.
Dip the vegetables before the fish to avoid tainting the batter. I'm cooking 160 for the vegetables and 170 for the fish because the vegetables take a little bit longer, so you have a slightly lower temperature. Deep frying was introduced by the Portuguese over 400 years ago, but the Japanese refined the art with their light batter and sauce. All in all, a lighter touch. Is it ready? Yeah. Now, cooking time depends on the size of the portions, but it's seconds rather than minutes.
You'll see the batter turn a beautiful golden colour, then serve with a ponzu sauce.
And then we've got what?
And this is grated radish, horseradish, white bean.
Oh, the daikon radish, yeah.
Daikon, yeah. And the ginger, also grated.
God, it looks fantastic.
So it tastes good, I hope so.
I hope so.
Yes, please try.
And then I can't decide what to have. I think I'm going to go for
Whatever
prawn.
you like. Yes. It's hot. How is it? You like it?
Your husband is a very lucky man.
Oh, thank
It is
you.
that's the best tempura I've ever tasted. It's
Really?
fantastic.
Oh, you're so kind. Thank you.
I'm coming towards the end of this culinary adventure and about to experience the ultimate in Japanese gastronomic excess.
The one thing you won't find people preparing at home is fugu. This is a truly Japanese delicacy, almost fetish, and that's because if prepared incorrectly, it can prove fatal. So I've come here to meet a master in the art of fugu preparation.
This is fugu, or puffer fish, and the following sequence is not for the squeamish.
Wow, that's fresh.
I have to say, this was not enticing me to eat this dish, and certainly not $60 a plate.
I tell you, this is really skilled work.
Before serving fugu was government controlled, over 300 customers died every year from badly cleansed fish.
There's the skin coming off now.
It was even common for cats and dogs to be found dead after eating fugu scraps from garbage cans.
Little tiny petals. This is a much more serene part of the process, I have to say. Well, that's the fish finished, but just to reiterate how dangerous this fish is. It's a legal requirement to put all the poisonous bits into this box. It gets locked up and taken to the market to be disposed of.
Well, from tradition and ritual to cutting-edge cuisine, the Japanese are always looking for something new. And here at Legato, high above Tokyo, they specialise in fusion dishes. We're going to cook cod marinated in miso with a European twist.
Well, this is the piece of cod that's been marinated for 2 days, and I'm going to wash it, yep. And it's amazing, the texture feels completely different, very dense. Almost like it's been sort of smoked or something. Very, very firm flesh. There you go. Now this is olive oil. Very fusion, some extra virgin olive oil. It's tossed around.
While the cod is cooking, slice the aubergine or eggplant and grate some daikon radish. Remove the skin and brown under the grill. With the oil nice and hot, drop in a slice of eggplant and wait until it goes a deep golden brown.
So we've got the dashi, a bit of water.
A rich sauce made with miso paste, paprika and lemon pepper is spread on the aubergine and it's then grilled.
Daikon radish. Shiso, which is very Japanese, but mint is incredibly Western, which is where the fusion thing comes in here. It's going to be heated through. Hi!
Fresh salmon roe are then poached in the dashi.
What a beautiful bowl. I like the bowl. So first of all, the aubergine goes on top. I can smell the mint. It's really good. It's really unusual in Japan. Mint's not very common. Paprika around the plate. And olive oil. Fusion again. Gorgeous. Finished. So do we get to try? great, best bit. Oh, fish looks so tender. Well, that's really different. I can taste the mint, but I can also taste the dashi. There's olive oil, which I haven't tasted once while I've been in Japan. But the amazing thing is it really works. It's fantastic, really, really fantastic. Thank you, chef, that was delicious, really good. I'll never forget what I've seen and eaten here in Japan.
Those beer-drinking cows in Matsusaka, the charming traditions of old Kyoto, my close encounter with some Japanese fast food, and the energy that's everywhere.
They say you are what you eat, so maybe it's this healthy and harmonious diet that has blessed the Japanese people with the longest lifespan in the world.